Hi, this is Robert with Cruzbike, and today we're going to go over the order of the parts that make up the ViscoSet headset. This video is going to be helpful if you're assembling a frame, as on the complete it's already assembled, but for a frame set builder, you'll have to install some of these parts. All right, so here we're looking at a bare steer tube on a fork. This is what you'd be seeing if you were building a frame. The first thing you're going to need to install is the crown race, which has a bevel and a flat side. We want to install the crown race with the bevel facing upwards. It's split. It has a little notch in it, so that way you don't have to have a tool to specifically put this on. It just presses down on the crown like that. After our crown race is on, we want to have our greased bearing. The bearing has a bevel on the inside. It's also beveled on the outside to match the bottom cup that's already pressed into the head tube. Here we want to install the bearing with the bevel facing down to match the crown race and make sure that's nice and seated. All right, now that we have our lower bearing on, we can pre-grease the inside of our lower cup, which are pre-inserted into the headset. So the lower cup here and the ViscoSet at the top are already installed. There's no bearings to install in the ViscoSet, they're already installed. Once we have that greased, we're going to slide the frame down on top of the steer tube through the ViscoSet and all the way down, making sure that those bearings are seated nice and inside the cup. All right, once we have our main frame on top of there, we can install the top cap. The top cap is going to go right over the steer tube. Use a little bit of care pressing it down. It's going to be nice and snug, and press that all the way down on top of the ViscoSet. Now we're going to install our headset spacers. The stock installation on this S40 has 3 10mm spacers and 1 5mm spacer. The Q45 has a different number of spacers. The key is to install all the spacers, so that way when you install the top portion of the pivot clamp like this, you have a little gap at the top which will allow the headset to be tensioned after we install our top cap and bolt, which is the final step to installing all the parts needed to make sure you have the proper headset installation. Once we've made sure that the alignment of the front of the pivot clamp is aligned perfectly with the axle and the front of the fork, so that way our pivot clamp lines up when we are inserting our front end. We set our headset tension, tighten the bolts on the pivot clamp on the side, and you're ready to go. All right, as always, thanks for watching, and if you have questions, please contact us at support@cruzbike.com, and happy riding.